welcome to Big Voice University. Now, as I promised, today we would discuss why is it that I cannot finish the song? Oh, I've had so many people ask me why they can't finish a song or tell me, you know what? I can't sing an entire song. And you know what? I get it. That used to be me. I used to be the one to sing a verse and a chorus, and then by the time we got to the bridge, I was done with that song. And it's mainly because I was feeling pain in my throat. I was tired, just couldn't get through the song because it just felt like it would hurt. It felt like my voice couldn't go anymore. How do I push past? And pushing past resulted in pain. And no singer wants to sing in pain. It is the most discouraging thing. It puts you out of the game and it forces you to stop. So I want to talk about, I have a list of reasons why we actually can't make it to the end of the song, and then some solutions for it. I don't like to just discuss problems. I like to discuss solutions. So let's talk about the reasons why we can't sing a full song. Well, I'm pretty sure you know that there are several reasons, but one of the reasons is due to poor stamina. Stamina is basically the energy that you have and the endurance that you have when you're performing. Okay, and it's directly related to your breath. It's how far you can go, how much you can go. Let me tell you a little secret about singing. When it comes to singing, your voice should actually be able to sing on and on and on and never get tired. So if you're experiencing any level of vocal fatigue or pain in your throat, that's a bad sign. That's a sign that something is not working properly, and we need to stop and we need to figure out what it is, fix it, recalibrate, and then we can go on. Okay? Sometimes we can't sing an entire song or finish an entire song because we don't have the breath for it. We simply just don't know how to manage breath. And what happens when you mismanage breath and you're singing on stage and you're like, I'm like a bird, I wanna fly away. I don't know where my soul is. I don't know where my home is. You know, you have to take all those breaths, or at least you feel like you have to take all those breaths. It makes you tired. This is my little impromptu microphone. I'm like, my pointer microphone. Makes you feel tired. That tiredness take you right out. It will take you right out and make you feel like, I can't do this. little story time. I had got hired to sing to perform actually at a venue in New York City. And I remember they wanted me to do like top 40 songs. So I came there, I did top 40 songs. I had the best shows ever. The audience was great. But I remember doing parts of each song because I knew that I could only go so far and I could only sing so much before I got tired and just ran out of energy, ran out of stamina. So I would keep it short and just sing little bits and pieces of each song. And then by the time the show ended, I was tired. My voice needed rest for the whole next day and the following day. So thank goodness for that 20-minute intermission in between sets, because I don't know if I could have done it. It was a great show indeed, but just for me, sentimentally, it felt really, really bad and it was painful. So another reason that we don't finish the song is because we are afraid of that climax. The climax of the song. That part where it gets really big. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta hit those high notes, so to speak. Hit the high notes. We gotta sing out loud and we gotta just give it our all. And you gotta step it up. And you gotta go into a different register, and it just feels like a lot. It feels like a lot when you have to do a climax of the song. And sometimes we avoid it because we don't wanna deal with the pain. We don't wanna deal with the unpredictability. We don't wanna embarrass ourselves. We don't wanna deal with the, oops, I made a mistake. I messed up, my voice cracked. So we get discouraged, okay? Lacking confidence and feeling intimidated. by the song in general. You might feel like, oh, well, I could sing the first verse. I could do the second, or I could only do the chorus, but everything else feels out of my territory. It's out of my league. I get it. I know where you are. I understand that feeling. Fortunately, all these problems, just like every other problem that I mention on this channel, has a solution, okay? Another reason why we cannot finish the song is because we forget the lyrics. We're not prepared. So we don't know the song, the melody, and that's very bad. We can fix that. We fix it by practicing more, studying your song, memorizing your song. I think if you cannot memorize your song, then you should not perform it. Don't perform something that you're not ready to actually perform, okay? Nervousness. Those nerves take over, and it feels like almost like they're pushing you off the stage, or like they're pushing you away. Being nervous when you're singing is one of the toughest feelings to feel. Our voice is our instrument, so we actually take complete responsibility of what comes out of our voice and what comes from that instrument. And that's because it's attached to your ego. Your voice is attached to your actual ego, how you feel about yourself and what you think other people feel about you. So that's one of the reasons why we get really nervous. But for nervousness, I have a lot of exercises that we can do to fix that. And if that's something you're interested in, stay tuned. I'm gonna talk about it in the future. Comment below if that's something that you deal with, nervousness. How we fix this issue of not being able to actually, get through the whole song, hang out to the end, actually have the confidence to go all the way through to the finish line. One, we need to increase our lung span. Okay, if you're feeling like your breath is short and you can't really manage the notes and they're too drawn out, or you just feel like you don't have the breath to keep up with the pace of the song, we need to manage our breath and improve our lung span. Also, improve the breathing technique as a whole. Regardless of whether or not you have issues with stamina, I recommend highly that you improve your breathing technique and you first learn how to sing properly. Learn how to breathe properly as a vocalist. It is going to make or break your voice. And I always like to play devil's advocate and say this. Yeah, you can sound good without proper breathing technique, but you will not sound your best, okay? Breath work. We just got to do a bunch of breath work. Studying. You want to study your material. Be prepared. Preparedness is everything. Practice is everything when it comes to stamina. Once you learn your song good enough, you could even run in the mirror while you're singing the song to help you to manage your breath and just keep you in check. When you practice and you make it harder for yourself to sing with certain voice exercises and activities, what actually happens is you improve your singing technique. So for instance, if you're running while you're singing, you get your heart rate up. It makes you feel as though you're nervous and you start to breathe like you would on stage if you were nervous. So that will actually help to increase, not only your lung span, but it will also help you to manage better when you're not doing all that running and moving. Cardio, we talk about that. Pace. You gotta pace yourself whenever you're singing. Don't rush through the song or take too long to finish the song. You want to pace yourself and keep that tempo in mind, keep your inner metronome going. That's something that I really, really, really like to do. It helps you to connect with your audience and it helps you to stay in the zone so that you're not rushing. Okay, timing and pace is everything when it comes to your voice. This is how you train your voice. This is how you're gonna train your voice as a whole, like your pitch, your tone, your clarity, the rhythm, all those things that have to do with the way that you use your voice and your clarity, and also things that help you to connect with the audience. You never want to rush through something, and you never want to take too long, because obviously that's not going to result in an ideal situation. So keep in mind your pace, very important. Don't overexert. Too much energy will definitely make you run out of stamina. Exerting too much energy, take your time. Only use the energy that you need for the phrase that you are on. No more, no less. And I promise you, every time you will get to the end of the song. Take my word for it. Trust and believe. Don't overexert. That's gonna be your worst enemy, and it's gonna kill everything. Your voice, your tone, it's just gonna exhaust you. It's just like life. If you do too much, if you take on too much, you're gonna get exhausted and you're gonna burn out. Don't do that to your voice. Learning technique. That'll help you with stamina for sure. That'll help you get to the end of the song for sure. The thing about our voices is there's so many different things going on at once when we sing that we have to kind of keep in mind. And this is not to discourage you. This is to help you to be mindful. Because when you're balanced and you've practiced and you have all the technique going for you, you're implementing all of your proper technique, you're going to see how beautiful your voice actually is. You're going to see it, and it's going to be amazing. If you have any questions about this topic, if you feel like there's anything I missed, feel free to drop a comment below. I am glad to expound on it and give you more information and more details. Our next video is going to be about bad singing tips. Drop those below too. If you've had any bad singing advice, any bad singing tips in your experience and in your vocal journey, I want to hear them. I've actually received a lot of bad singing tips and things that were just not helpful for my development as a vocalist. So that's what our next video is going to be about. Thank you so much for watching. Cheers to you. I thank you so very much. You have a wonderful day. Happy singing.